just been on Dave's channel because one of my subscribers informed me that he was making a scathing video about her. So I decided to hop on his channel and see what this scathing video was going to be about. And I listened and I took note, in my head, not with pen and paper. And then the video got near to the end, and what I got was pure comedy gold. In actual fact, I think Dave is one of the best comedians I've ever. Why is he doing a channel about the Watts case? He should be doing stand-up comedy. The guy is literally the funniest thing I've ever seen. I mean, the hypocrisy that comes out of this guy is absolutely hilarious. And by the time I got to the end of this video, he was literally shouting. He was shouting at everybody, accusing people of stealing. He was accusing people of stealing his work, apparently. I have never laughed so much in my life. All of yous can get fucked. The lot of yous. Do any of you think that Dave has had a psychological evaluation? I think the guy's a psychopath, quite frankly. But what work is he accusing others of stealing? He mentioned Alan, the scum, and he mentioned this woman that is a subscriber of mine who told me that he was making a scathing video about her. He mentioned that those people were stealing from him. What were they stealing? Because all the stuff that Dave uses, he wouldn't have been able to get if he didn't get it from the CBI or the FBI. CBI or FBI. I mean, he doesn't own the Watts material. I mean, when I talk about material, I mean the footage, the audio, the footage, the video footage, the audio, the interrogation. He doesn't own that. I'm not saying that this subscriber of mine is a perfect angel. I don't think she is. But, for him to sit there and act all holier than thou, like he owns Watts footage, is really quite comical. And, it's really interesting how demonic Chris Watts is and how people are actually fighting over footage of him. It's absolutely ludicrous that it's gotten to that state. It must take a lot of work, Dave, to bully Sandra Rusek, a woman who has lost her precious family. It must take a lot of work to blame Nicole Kessinger for the entire crime and make up stories about a cover-up. That must take a lot of work, Dave. I hope you realize that you don't own the Watts case, Dave. I use the word psychotic in my title, and psychosis in a roundabout way means when people lose contact with reality. This might mean seeing or hearing things that other people cannot see or hear. Hallucinations and believing things that are not actually true. Delusions. I think Dave is like one of these people who should be on medication, and maybe he took his medication but hasn't got the dosage right because the guy is completely psychotic. I mean, seriously, does he really think that he owns the footage of Chris Watts in the interrogation room in the house? He doesn't own that footage. It's not his work. Give me a break. And he's sitting there with his inflated ego and inflated sense of self-importance saying, and we are this, and we are sick and tired of this, and we are that. Who's this we you're talking about, Dave? What, you mean Don Joe and Red X Files? What, you think that you're something so important? The FBI and the CBI don't care about you lot. You're insignificant in the Watts case. You've solved nothing. And you've gone and upset poor old AD now. AD's not happy with you, Dave. One scammer is accusing another scammer of stealing. Let's read this message from AD. For some time now, Seeking the Truth with Dave channel has been debunking, accusing us of stealing his work, which is irony, all in the Discovery Files, go figure. Slowly turning more sinister, he came to our channel purely to steal subs. Indeed, making as many as possible mods. He loved bomb AD and many other channels. I love how AD likes to talk as if he's speaking in the third person. Talk about himself and speaking in the third person. The same way, all of which sussed him out and binned him, as we are doing from today. The chicken lady and Bubbles helped him so much, he turned on them both. Lucky AD saw it coming and never spoke to him off the show. The thing took a bad turn when he arranged a burning of AD's book. Has he lost his mind at this point? It goes on and on and on, this message from AD. There's one thing that AD did get right in this message, and that is that Seeking the Truth with Dave probably love bombed him to steal subs from him. I believe that that's very possible. And it's almost like there's competition over who has what footage and what can be done to the footage. And if something is edited and someone uses that footage that they're accused of stealing, Dave doesn't own any of the footage in the Watts case. And if the footage is edited to improve the sound or audio or anything else in that video, still doesn't belong to him or Red X or Don Joe. This footage, the footage of the Watts case, the interrogation and all of that, that was put out by the CBI and FBI or whoever the authority is. So Dave doesn't own that footage at all. I just read a comment underneath his video. I'll read part of it because it's about me. And it's from a supporter of Dave. I no longer watch the troll channels, but I had to peek back and check a video by a channel called Simcast. Boy, that woman ran you through the ringer, Dave. The comments of this video were horrible. Some of our family was in there defending you strongly. Give me a break. Give me a break. Dave, you didn't solve anything in the Watts case. You haven't discovered anything new. You haven't made any arrests happen. And you certainly aren't the most important person in this case. In fact, you are an insignificant corner of YouTube. Totally insignificant.